Mm-hmm. What's up?
So, like on the Monarch website, like they weren't dark like this. So
Okay.
do I just like relighten them, make them a lot lighter?
I'm going to show you how to lighten them up right now, but yes. These
Okay.
are recommendations more than they are requirements, but
Gotcha.
they are definitely
Like the
ones you
bottom
want to
ones
consider.
definitely look darker than
Yeah.
they were on the
So
screen.
this
So
is
I was
probably,
like,
this is more of what it's going to look like when it goes to print. That's the size of it too. So that's a good question. While my Monarch is loading up, I'm going to use the varsity volleyball page as an example here real quick. These proofs, real quick y'all. These proofs, the physical ones that are up at the front of the room, are going to be very, very close to what the final yearbook looks like. If you're curious, you can compare last year's yearbook to some of the proofs that we have access to. You can see how similar they are, especially in size. This is a good time to check on the physical proof if your text is legible, totally readable, if it's too big or too small. That's something that you can check at this current point in time. So can you tell me what page varsity 11011? Okay, thank you. That's right there. So if we look at, that's 172. So if we take a look at 11011 right now. Okay. Elise was mentioning that on Monarch, the pictures look a lot brighter than they do on the proof. That can happen, all right? So if you're taking a look at your physical proof and you're thinking, wow, that looks kind of dark, I might want to, yeah, I see what you're talking about. It's definitely a lot brighter in Monarch than it is on the physical proof. Just to be safe, I'm going to crank up the brightness on a few of these pictures and show you how to do that, so that when the yearbook goes to print, it kind of compensates, meets in the middle of being too dark on the physical, too bright on the screen. It should be a nice happy medium on a Venn diagram in the future. So, the easiest way to edit your pictures without editing them and then having to reattach them and resubmit and blah, 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 is to click on an image you're trying to brighten. For example, I'm going to do this banner image in the gutter here. This is a really nice shot. It's got all the seniors on it and all their families, a good addition of the community as well in our yearbook space here. I'm going to right click on that picture and you're going to see two edit options, okay? You'll see there's an edit original and an edit with, all right? We want to edit the original. I've had this backwards. I've shown you the wrong way in the past. I've refigured out how to do this. So this is the most updated video, the most correct way to brighten up these pictures, okay? I'm going to click edit original. And when I do that, it's going to pull up the Photoshop inside of Monarch. You can see it pop up at the bottom there. Just give her a second to think. She's got much to think about, apparently. Okay, you see Photoshop flashing down here in the bottom toolbar? Once that starts flashing, you click on it. It's going to show you the image that Monarch is using as a sort of like data reference for the yearbook. All you need to do is click on this lock button right here. You see where it says lock? Because we're in Photoshop, we want to turn this lock button to off. And then you want to go to this circle, the half black, half white circle, right down here. When you click on that, there is a brightness and contrast adjustment. You can see it right here. Click on that. It's going to give you some sliders. I'm going to take my brightness slider and I'm just going to pull it up just a little bit so that it looks maybe just a touch too bright for my screen. I'm going to throw a little bit of contrast on there too, maybe less than 10. We'll go like 8. 8 actually might be too much. Let's try like 2 or 3. Because it starts at 0. This is going to show you, you can see that our picture is clearly brightened up now. If we go back to our layers panel, which you can see right here in Photoshop, click on layers. Something happened. Take me to layers. Come on, layers, you can do it. As you can see, this is quite a slow process. So this is definitely gonna, if you're choosing to do this, take up some time. Okay, look, hey, real quick. There is a new layer right here. above layer 0 that says brightness contrast. Whenever you add an adjustment layer, which is what we've done here in Photoshop, it's going to add that as a new thing on top of the original image. So if I click this eyeball, you're going to see that's what the original image looks like. It's going to take a sec. It doesn't look like much of a difference, but we have definitely brightened it up. Turn the eyeball back on, quite a bit brighter. Okay? This is about the only thing you need to be doing. This is basic exposure adjustment. We're not doing anything creative yet. We're just touching up our photography. This is about all you should be doing to make your photos brighter. Once your photo is a little bit brighter, if you have a dark photo warning on your proof, this is a very, very important save process. Okay? So listen to me when I say it now, so it's easier to remember when you ask me later. Okay? You go to File. You would think you would save. You actually export. Oh, File, Export, Export As. Almost the same way you export your spreads. Give it a second to think. Okay. We want the format right up here in the top right to be a JPEG, JPG. Click JPG, and you click this blue export button right down here in the bottom right corner. Okay? Once you do that, this is not where it's supposed to be. Okay. So, this where it's supposed to be, it should be the path that the page is on specifically. So since this is from page 110, we got to go to Yearbook Pages, scroll down till we find the page that you're editing. Let's find 110 Vars VB, double click on that, double click on Images, and you're going to see all of the pictures that are on the page. Once you see this file path up here at the top, make sure it has Yearbook Pages, and then the page you're editing, and then Images. Click Save. It's going to ask that it already exists. Yes, we do want to replace this image with the brighter one that we just edited. So you click Let Yes. It's going to think for a sec. And then when we go back to Monarch, or back to InDesign I mean, on the bottom here, this should, emphasis on should, make that bottom picture brighter automatically. All you need to do now is File Save. Back in InDesign, that now has the brighter picture. I'm going to go through that whole process again without narration so that this video recording you can see the step-by-step process and follow along without me yapping a whole bunch. Alright? That's going to start now. Let me highlight my mouse clicks actually, that's going to be a little easier. Put a lot of stuff on screen, hold on. Okay, so when I'm clicking with my middle finger, it's going to make a yellow dot, or sorry, when I'm clicking with my pointer finger, when I'm left clicking, it's going to make a yellow dot. And when I click with my middle finger, or right click, it's going to make a blue dot. Okay? That's a right click, left click. Right click, left click. Okay? What kind of click did I just do?
Right click.
Okay? What kind of click did I just do?
Left click.
Exactly. Okay, we want to hit escape. I need to get one of the keyboard visualizers too. Go full YouTuber on here. Okay, now the process has begun where I'm not going to say anything. So, now that we all know. Why did it stop screen recording? Okay, it didn't. Good. So in this case, it did take us to the correct spot. You can see it's 2025 yearbook, yearbook pages. This is 110, 111, the varsity volleyball page. We're in images. We're going to leave the file name alone. Click save. Click yes. Now we go back to InDesign. This photo should brighten up. There it goes. Lovely. Control S. Congratulations, your photos are now brightened.